Welcome to Rick's Firearm Academy of Detroit in conjunction with Legally Armed in Detroit, Personal Protection and Safety Tips. This is a regular ongoing feature that we produce to publicize, promote, and distribute personal protection and safety information to our listeners to enable them to live a more safe and secure life. Every episode of this series delivers at least one tip that, if you employ it and use it in your life, will enable you and your family to be more safe. Before we get into today's personal protection and personal safety tip, I just want to take a quick moment to publicize our channel here on YouTube. Our YouTube channel has well over 2,000 informationally packed episodes, not only of personal protection tips, but our freedom and gun rights activities that we've done throughout the state, our public speaking appearances, and other information that is of use to the community. So, if you like the information that has been published in this tip, I just ask for a small favor. Pass this information, pass this link, pass this video on to your family members, your friends, and people into your community. Do it digitally, electronically, over the internet. Forward the links, send them in an email link, pass this information on. Give us a like on the video. Leave us a comment. We love feedback. Feedback enables us to ensure that we cover topics that are of use to you and that we deliver it in a fashion that you find most acceptable. Excuse me. So, with no further ado, let's go ahead and let's talk about today's personal protection tip, personal safety tip. This concerns stranger danger. Despite our best attempts to educate our small children about the perils and issues with stranger danger, many children are attacked and otherwise assaulted, many times by pedophiles who win over their trust. Furthermore, it should be noted that a significant number of child abductions and criminally motivated attacks that occur every year are done, believe it or not, by people who are somehow known by the child. This may be someone who is a neighbor, friends of friends, people who have been seen by or noticed by the child. A common ruse or strategy used by these sick predators of the small child, in some way, fashion, or another, is able to convince or pass along information to the child that their parents or that their caregivers were involved in some issue, maybe an accident, or that they were ill, or that something happened in such a way that they were unable to pick them up. It might even be something as mundane as car trouble. One tactic to deter predators winning over your child's trust is to discuss this with your children. And for some people, the whole issue may be rather uncomfortable. You don't have to go into a lot of graphic detail, but you can tell your child, your vulnerable young person, that you should have a code word. This is a simple tool that you use with your children. There is a special word or phrase that the child, when they hear it, they'll know that their parent or that their guardian has offered or allowed or gave permission for the contact with the child. It should be something that is not fairly common. It should be something weird, something strange. But more than anything else, should be something that isn't very common. Something that when the child hears it, they'll definitely know that it had to have come from their loved ones, their family members, their caregivers. Teach your child this word and make sure they are to never go with anyone who does not know this word. If by chance you ever need to use this code, you should change it afterwards and make sure that your child has updated within their head, within their mind, within their brain, the new code word. Just as an editorial comment, it is, in my opinion, that it is very sad, distressing, and it is, man, it irks me to no end. It hurts me to my soul. But we have folks in our community who are sick, who are troubled, who are out of their minds, and in a word, I believe they are depraved. So much so, they have no qualms about negatively impacting, assaulting, terrorizing, and hurting those among us who are the most vulnerable. People who engage in these activities, in my opinion, only the warmest places and spots in hell should be reserved for these folks. As much as I don't relish even talking about these negative, these evil persons in our society, I think it would be negligent if we did not acknowledge that they do exist and they are predators of the very worst type and of the worst kind. And we need to acknowledge that they exist. Denial is a very strong drug. Sometimes when we talk about things or topics that just impact us so negatively that we don't even want to discuss it. But if the safety of your family, if the safety of your children, if the safety of people that mean very much to you, if that is important to you, and I can't imagine why it is not, then we need to have these uncomfortable conversations, if only to ensure or to greatly increase the odds or the probability that our loved ones do not fall prey to these sick, evil, and vile people. Teach your children this word, this safety word, and make sure that they never give it out to anyone or discuss it with anyone. This is a tactic, this is a strategy that, man, it's one of those last fail, options or things that we can do. But let me tell you, if this one tip can help save someone from being a victim from these very sick and dangerous people, it will have been well worth discussing it in this video. And as I've said before, if at any time any information in these videos, especially this one, can be of help to people you know, by all means, do not hesitate to pass it along. It is our job to ensure the safety of those who are most vulnerable among us. This has been another personal safety and personal protection tip.